We go through the UUOP Mailbox on episode 302 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to episode 302. I am Darren, and joining me, Lee Malaby.
Hello everyone!
And Tracy Malaby.
Hello everyone!
Fresh off the royal wedding.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Just wonder why Lee Keator's kind of nicked my...
I always do that.
You do not.
I
You
do.
nicked mine. I've always said this. You nicking that. Get your own.
I always say hello.
No, you don't.
I do.
Get
I think
your own.
I edit this thing, remember? I hear it a lot
Yeah.
more than you
Anyway,
do.
royal wedding, yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring it up last
Yeah.
show. So.
I missed it. Jade and I were walking alpacas.
I was at home, I still didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I did it the best way. I saw the highlights later. It was very nice.
There's a more important event. We'll bring it up now. That as of, today, or as we're recording, yesterday, as of this show going out, it was the, what did we decide it was? The 19th anniversary of the opening of Islands of Adventure.
19 years.
Is that right?
99,
1999
yeah.
to 2018, 19
Yeah.
years, yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
And it hasn't changed a bit.
Almost old enough to drink.
No, I mean literally it's
Oh,
barely
no.
changed.
Yeah. Well, except for that little Harry Potter edition up there.
Yeah, and Kong, and that's it though. Like if you compare how much studios has changed in the last 19 years and how much Islands changed in the last 19 years.
True.
It is showing its age, I feel.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
But yes, I would still visit it today rather than be sitting on my couch. Cool, right.
Well, we have a lot of listener emails that we wanted to clear out of the old mailbag here. So we thought that would be appropriate for an episode here. We've got some really good questions. So, Tracy, you want to start us off with the first one?
I do indeed. Right, this one comes from Jason. And it's a really nice one, actually.
For his son, yeah.
Yeah. He says, now this might not seem believable, but my 16-year-old son was offered a free trip to Universal Orlando by a friend's parents.
I want parents, friends' parents like yours.
Yes. In June, they had taken a group of friends to celebrate their twins' birthday on a charter flight, staying in a 2-bedroom villa suite at Portofino
Nice.
for 5 nights.
Wow.
Along with park tickets, they're doing a VIP tour.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
You always hear about these kids in school. It's like never you. It's like a friend of a friend.
Yep.
And they get to do this awesome stuff. Oh,
I know. This will be a totally new experience for him because our normal theme park trips include driving through the night, staying at cheap hotels, running around to get as much done in as short a time as possible, and bringing our own lunch. So a normal vacation then.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we don't do the driving through the night thing.
And we don't take our own lunch because I won't make food. Well, we fly far enough,
Yeah.
you know. He's been to Universal once in 2011, but wasn't 54 inches yet. I've listened to all of your episodes the last several years, so I know general advice, but obviously this will be a once-in-a-lifetime trip for him. So do you have any advice for his situation to get the most out of it, beyond the usual look at little things? I've already told him that even with Express at the other parks, he'll need to get to Volcano Bay before park open. Maybe something he should ask for on the tour. I'll let you know afterwards if he has any unique stories. Love the show. Thanks, Jason.
well.
Yeah, Darren's the one who's sort of semi-experienced a VIP tour.
Yes, I've done like the public VIP tour that I won in the contest at Universal for the annual pass holder night, which was pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, just having that is going to really take you to some really cool places that you don't normally get to go. You're going to get to go to the production offices and, see like the prep rooms, the makeup rooms for the people that are, doing concerts out there where they do the video game development and stuff.
The Dave School, yeah.
Yeah, so they have like the largest green screen anywhere. So that was kind of cool to see. And they've got like the stage setups for Sharknado still sitting there. So you can sit in the chair that they sat in, like the space shuttle scene and stuff like that. So
Cool.
David Hasselhoff was there. So that's pretty neat.
what I'd want to know on this VIP tour is, like, I've seen Sharknado 3, and according to that, you can get inside that Universal Globe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, give it
I've
a shot.
seen it on that film, and they got in it.
If you're on a VIP tour, they will try to oblige you as much as possible. So maybe, maybe
I would
ask.
ask.
For it.
Come on, I've seen it on
Just
that
say,
film.
hey, can I get in there?
Yeah. Just want my picture, just to even open the door, let me step inside, take a picture, and then close it. That's fine. I don't want to stay in there for all day.
Yeah.
Might be a bit of a liability. But yeah, no, that VIP tour is going to be awesome. And then you get to eat at the restaurant that they only have open for the VIP guests and everything,
Nice.
which is very
Cool. That's Cafe La Bamba. Is that where you went? You went to Cafe La
Yeah.
Bamba, didn't you, Darren? But you said like they'll literally go and get you anything from any of the restaurants in the park.
Yeah, they'll like run out and grab you something if they don't have it there, which is
Bring me the donuts. And keep them
well,
coming.
like I don't know about like all the foods from the different restaurants, but they were like, I mean, if like you wanted like a coffee or something that they didn't have there, like they would go run out and grab it.
Right. So they wouldn't go to La Celia for my favourite cheddar cheese soup.
Not from Disney, no. I think they might get some red oven pizzas for you, maybe.
Yeah. But
Maybe after
yeah,
that.
and then I mean, it's already got like a buffet style setup with like really awesome food, so you probably have something there you'd like already. But
Cool.
it was incredible. It's something I wish I could do every time I go there now. So this will probably ruin it for you
Yeah.
when you go back.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we haven't been back again. It's like if we're not going to be VIP, then why bother?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think you need to look at asking for any of like the behind the scenes tours. So
Yeah,
like the production
absolutely.
tour, the immigration tour, the
Yeah,
one that
that's what I
Seth
was gonna say
mentioned
that.
for Fallon now as well.
Yeah.
And also, I would potentially get him to ask about the forest tour and ET, because if you're
Yes.
going to get it, that's the way you'll get it. It's
Mhm.
just making sure that someone working the attraction's been working it for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because that's something that there's not many original team members there anymore who've worked it for more than
Yeah.
about 10 years, and they're the ones that know about it, but that would be pretty cool. The Volcano Bay thing, definitely, if you're staying on site, you'll get early entry,
Yeah.
because otherwise you won't get in, especially in June. It's going to be heaving.
Oh, it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it is the parks as a whole. That's probably why they've done the VIP. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
make the most
Yeah,
of that
they're going to
day.
have no problem
Yeah.
with VIP and Unlimited Express. They're going to be
Yeah.
living pretty easy amidst the crowds, so it's not going to be a problem.
Because if they're staying in Portofino, basically they're getting all the perks, aren't they?
Oh my
So they're going to
God.
get the extra hour.
He's
the early
certainly
entry
getting the
and-
trip of a lifetime.
Really
Yeah.
is.
I say it's going to be very hard to go back again.
Yeah. Like, you stayed at the top hotel for 5 nights. You get the VIP tour.
Yeah.
See, one of my things is start studying the online park maps. Make sure you know which of the rides that you really want to do, and use those. Use your
I've
early
got-
entry to go in, and make sure you get those rides under your belt. Because if it is busy, I know they've got the express, but even then you do queue a little bit.
Yeah.
So just go and blast out your favourite rides in that early
Like,
the early entry,
we've
and get
ne-
up. That's my other tip. Get up
Yeah.
early. You want to be up. You want to be breakfasted. You want to be at those gates for them opening. Make the most of every minute. You can sleep on the journey home, and you're a kid. You don't need sleep.
We've never really taken advantage of Express Pass when we've stayed on site, ever, really.
No, not really.
And I look at someone, like Thomas is always the place I go. I remember meeting up with him on that Friday when he'd been standing around Bruce the Shark for ages, taking
Mhm.
pictures
Oh,
because people
yeah.
thought he worked there. And he'd ridden Spider-Man 14 times that morning using his Express Pass. We've never done anything even remotely like that. The most we've ever done, and we didn't even have Express, was Men in Black 9 times in a row.
Yeah.
I think we only stopped because our locker time ran out.
Yeah. But 14 times, I think, when we had Express last time, we barely used it.
I know. It's crazy.
So take it.
Absolutely
He's the biggest tip I can give him. Make sure that when you're on your VIP tour, if you want to do Fast and Furious, that's the time to do it. Because if you have to wait longer than 1 minute to get on it, you won't want to. And let's be honest, it's going to be busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be able to hop right on.
Darren, I
Yeah,
need you to
that's-
ride that ride because I need to hear your opinion on it.
I can't wait.
Just
So excited.
And stay hydrated. That's a
Yeah.
huge tip.
That time of year, definitely.
It's too easy, especially when you're a kid. It's too easy to just go, I'll get a drink after this ride. But no, you just, even when you're not thirsty, just constant swigging.
I wonder when
Be
they've got
fine.
that VIP tour scheduled for. I hope it's not the first day because it's going to go rapidly downhill from there.
Yeah.
It's like, next day, where's our guide? No, that was it, kiddo. It's back to queuing today, I'm afraid.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one here, and I'll take this one from David. It says, "Hi everyone, just a thought I've had. If you break down the park into rides / areas and compare what was there 10 years ago with today, do you think the park has improved? Also, possibly worth considering from 5 years ago. I think over 10 years, yes. Over 5 years, I am not so sure. There have been a few cheap / lazy additions as Potter takes the cash."
Now, I alluded to this question a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it's quite an interesting one.
I think there have been improvements, but I also think there have been things that really should have been improved better than they were. And I think there are definitely things that really need improvement. Like most of Iowa.
Yeah, I think you've seen like areas outside the parks, like City Walk, improve quite a bit.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Substantially. I mean, we said it last week that it's so much better than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, night and day.
Going back to like our first trip in 2004, 2005, we didn't do anything on City Walk on those 2 trips at all.
Bubblegum.
No, we didn't. Not in our first 2 trips. That was the first trip with a kid, and that was literally the last day.
No, we went to Bubblegum. We've been
Twice. We've been twice.
Have
we
we?
went
I thought
because
we
the
went
only
without
time. No, the only time we ever went was like our last night at Universal, and we
Right.
were hungry and we
Yeah,
were
then
looking for something to eat, and we passed there, and it was the only thing that everyone was
I
kind of
always
like,
thought we went before.
no.
And then obviously we went with
So
Mark and Shell.
up until 2013, we other than Bubblegum, we'd done nothing on City Walk. Now it's a place I would quite happily spend hours there. I mean,
Yeah.
we have done. We spent from like 6 o'clock till about half midnight one night.
Golfing, eating.
There's so much more to do there, and it's like you said that it's improved tenfold for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at both parks as individuals, not as a single entity.
Yeah, but from here, I can see a lot of areas of Islands of Adventure, and like we said before, not a lot has changed here, except for Kong, really.
Yeah, we've had Potter put in there.
Yeah.
Which has been, a big, well, in most people's eyes, a big improvement.
No, it is because it's the beginning of the Renaissance for Universal Orlando.
Yeah, but there are people that don't. I'm acknowledging the people that don't like Potter.
Regardless of whether you did, what the parks have become, I suppose you could look at it that way as well. What the parks have become is down to the Harry Potter.
Well, this is it. That's the cash cow. So has it been to the detriment of everything else?
I think when you look at, like you said, lazy additions, Hogsmeade's phenomenal, and that's
Yes.
where most of the cash and Islands of Adventure is being pumped in. And then Diagon Alley again is a theme park land beyond any theme park land. Everything else has been kind of
You got 2 tram tour rides, basically, essentially.
Yeah.
I think Kong has more going for it than Fast and Furious, obviously, with some actual animatronics and that kind of thing. But yeah, for the most part, that's all Kong is that, and then a little souvenir shop and a shop that sells giant hot dogs. So
Yeah,
Kong
so
dongs.
it's like for me, I'm never going to complain. I'm a huge Potter fan, but for people who don't like Harry Potter, everything else they have half-assed.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kong, I'll be honest, I'm excited to ride it
Yeah.
because it looks a
amazing.
well fleshed out transfer of what effectively was a tunnel in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those creepy vampire bat animatronics are cool.
Yeah.
I like those, and then the giant Kong is impressive to see no matter what. So.
Yeah.
Fallon, I'm excited to see the queue, and I am interested to see
Yeah,
the
well,
ride itself, to be honest. I like Jimmy Fallon, so I think that goes a long way.
It could be, you don't know. We're down on a few things because of things that we've heard in other people's reviews, but we could go in and quite easily come out and go, oh my God, that's my favourite ride ever. It could happen.
It could, but I doubt it.
Almost like Fast and Furious. So.
Yeah.
But again, you don't know. We could ride that. Thomas loves it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm glad somebody does.
I think it's a weird one because you can't take the resort as a whole and discuss whether it's improved or not, because you can't. The resort as a whole, yes, has improved immensely. Yes. The new hotels they've put in, you can't argue that they haven't been great additions. I know you've had your issues at Sapphire Falls, but as a rule, Darren, it's a fantastic hotel.
Right. If I was staying the way that they intended,
yes,
people to stay there, then it would be a lot different for me.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anybody complain about Cabana Bay.
No.
For most people, it's their favourite on-site hotel, which speaks volumes with the fact that it's the cheapest hotel on site.
Yeah, I had a great time there. That place was incredible.
That's definitely on my list to stay there at some point.
Aventura looks like it's going to be along that level of execution, but obviously not as well themed.
Can't wait till August.
I'm very intrigued to see how it comes out because it does look cool.
I've had Volcano Bay.
Be up on that rooftop bar, open to close. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Just be careful when someone flicks the fidget spinner.
It might be. Don't say that. That big Kong animatronic will come out and spin it. Like you say, Islands has Islands improved? Yes, I think it has. To what it was,
no, it has.
To what it does, to what it was 10 years ago. Yes, I think it has.
But it still has quite a way to go.
It needs only because the stuff in there is old and hasn't been replaced. Yeah. But it hasn't
gotten worse.
No.
It just needs.
It needs
love.
TLC in other places. You know what? They've redone the film for Spider-Man. I think Kong you can't complain about as an addition because it's something new rather than taking over something that was already there.
Yeah.
No, and probably the best queue in any attraction ever.
Yeah. And then Hogsmeade was a definite improvement.
No, without a doubt.
I know a lot of people have said that Julian Dragon's Dragon Challenge isn't there anymore, but from what we're hearing of what's going to replace it, I think that memory will sharp go away for people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think over 10 years and 5 years, Islands of Adventure has improved from what it was.
Mm. So studios.
That's a tougher one. I see the silence. Like, has it improved over the last 10 years? Yes.
Yes.
10, yes.
5. Yeah, much as I love Diagon Alley, there's still that hint of bitterness over Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like Diagon Alley, I think, was a great addition.
Yeah.
It's everything else.
My problem with Diagon Alley is it was amazing the first few times I went there, and now it's just like a big shopping mall and one ride.
Yeah,
and
it is.
I don't have a whole lot of reason to go back.
That was my concern because there isn't a lot to do in there.
But then you look at what they're doing with Hogsmeade. It started off, they had 3 rides in there, but 2 of them were holdovers from before. And now they're going in, and they've took Dragon Challenge out, and they're going to replace it with, from, again, what we're hearing, what sounds like a fantastically well-themed coaster, family coaster. Will they then, in another 3 or 4 years, go into Diagon Alley and do something else? Potentially, the rumours for a long time were that Fear Factor would be taken over by a Ministry of Magic.
But to me, that's a separate area to Diagon Alley.
It is, but it fits into that London facade.
Yeah.
Because that's where the Ministry of Magic is.
Would you have to come out of Diagon Alley and then go back in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course you would, because you'd have to keep that theme in that it's outside of, like, it's another part of London.
But Diagon Alley does need something extra. But where's the space to add
that's
something?
The issue, isn't it?
I do feel like Carket Market, there's a lot of wasted space in there. It's very open. I mean, I know you need that. There's lots of people, but it does at times feel...
Yeah, because that's where the shows are performed, aren't they? So you need that space there.
But when there's no shows on, it feels, desolate at times.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult for us because we haven't actually spent an awful lot of time in there.
Well, we've spent enough time to have an opinion.
But I do agree, once you've been round the shops and you've had a bit of ice cream and you've drank a butterbeer and marvelled at how awesome
especially
it is.
Because the merchandise doesn't really rotate all that much
No.
in there either. So a lot of the same is still available.
It's a tough one.
It is. And, Springfield is absolutely amazing.
That's improved.
That's definitely improved. But I know for a lot of people, Darren included, Back to the Future, that was
Darren.
such a loss.
Darren's always going to on it just because it's not Back to the Future.
Yeah, but that's the same as me and Jaws.
The restaurant, 100%. Though.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I think that's the thing with the studios. As a whole, you could argue one way or the other. I think if you take individual elements out of it, then yes, you could say, Springfield's definitely, I think, an overall... Springfield as an area over what was... Whether you like the ride more or not, Darren, you've got to agree that Springfield as an area is an improvement over what was there before.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Hollywood at the moment is just a shopping mall.
Yeah.
It's not even that.
Well, you've got Williams, Brown Derby,
Hat shop.
Yeah.
Schwab's when it's open.
And is the T2 gift shop still
Yes,
open?
it's still open,
It is,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the horror makeup show feeds into it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, horror makeup shows class as Hollywood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Production Central desperately needs something doing to it. I think, at least as facade-wise, Minions was a good addition.
Yes.
But the ride itself's
Yeah.
Again, I think Fallon as a facade and an overall experience, again, you could either argue one way or the other whether it's an improvement on Twister.
You haven't seen that in person yet, though.
I've seen enough video footage and stuff that I think the facade looks better than Twister did. And you know me, I'm a sucker for I could just sit in there and watch the Ragtime Gals all day.
Mm-hmm. Well, you think you could.
Oh, no, I could. Yeah, it's a tough one, but I've said recently that I struggle to justify and back the moves that they have made in the last 5 years outside of Potter.
Yeah.
Like Volcano Bay, yeah, it's had its issues and stuff, but from having spoken to many, many people who've been and had fantastic experiences, it is a fantastic water park. It looks stunning.
It certainly seems to have got through its teeth and troubles, put it that way.
I think we'll find out that in the next few months.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
So,
Tracy, you want to tell us what Chris said about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I do. Chris has said, over the past 10 years, the park has improved leaps and bounds. After the addition of Potter, Universal was able to do so much more because of the increased cash flow. However, in the last 5 years, not so much in the parks. The past few rides have been okay at best, and the most recent, well, I've spoken my mind about that one. Ha ha! But the last 5 years don't dictate the next 5. That's quite correct. I think Universal has some great things in store for us in the next 2, 5 and 10 years. One key indicator is the addition of so many more hotels. That is a very good point, actually.
Definitely.
They are ramping up for something. What that is, something will eventually be revealed. Yeah.
Well, it's right. You go back to the hotels when we had Russ Dagan at the meet in 2013. He said their ambition was to get 15,000 on-site rooms.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hotel rooms on site for 2 theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know whether that includes the Endless Summer Resort or not.
I assume it does.
Yeah, I think they would consider that on site.
Yeah.
But let's face it, they've got to constantly be moving forward. The nature of the beast is if they don't move forward, they stagnate. So whether it's a small thing that's put in, something that's painted, which hasn't happened in a long time, they've got to show to be spending in the parks.
I agree, but the one thing they've stopped doing that I felt really put Universal on the map when they've really started to, in my mind, I wouldn't say overtake, but definitely started to challenge Disney in the last sort of 8 or 9 years, was innovation, and they've stopped innovating.
This is true.
Now, again, like Chris said there, it doesn't dictate the next 5 years.
No.
From what we're hearing, again, the Potter coaster sounds like it's definitely going to be a step in the right direction.
Yes.
The Nintendo stuff, it sounds like that they're going to be as anal overseeing the construction of everything as J.K. Rowling is. And I think that's maybe why the Potter stuff gets as much love as it does, because of her. They've got an overlord overseeing that's very, very strict and passionate about making sure those lands are true to the vision that she's been trying to portray for
And quite rightly
however
so.
long, and hopefully Nintendo will be the same. Like, I do wonder what the Vin Diesel and all them, when they rode that Fast and Furious ride, I wonder what they genuinely thought of it.
We shall never know.
No, you won't. Of course you won't. But they come out like, oh, that was crap.
Vin Diesel was probably like, yeah, at least I was the right size. Maybe appropriately sized, for sure.
But that was
All
a
right,
really
Lee.
good question. Sorry, I just want to say that was a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
It was indeed.
And it's something, honestly, I think we could probably quite honestly sit for
do
an
a whole
hour
show
and do
on
a
that,
whole show
yeah.
on that question.
We could.
And still
but we
never
have a lot
agree.
more questions to get through.
We do.
So, Lee, let's move on to the next one from Sam.
Yes, it says, hi UUOP, I've got a question for your listener Q&A show. I'm going to Universal with a group of friends who have never been before. Do you have any tips on the order I should take them on the rides for the maximum impact?
So you want to start easy, right, and then move up. You don't want to go on the most intense ride to begin with. Then
That's interesting, Darren, because you've gone a different way than I would have done.
Well, I was going to say start with the crappiest ones first, so Fast and Furious first.
Yeah, exactly.
And build up to the big guns.
E.T., Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I think you can take the park. If you like islands, I think you could probably do in any order, to be honest.
You could probably just do a loop and do it that way.
I
Hit
think
each
you
ride
probably-
as you come to it.
I think with islands, you hit Zeus Landing.
Yeah, take a right, not a left.
Oh no, you could maybe do Zeus Landing, then come out of Zeus Landing, go back round, do Marvel, Toon Lagoon, Jurassic Park, then go back round
Hang on a minute.
and do Harry Potter. No, you've got to do it the right way.
Hang on a minute. So basically you're saying that Zeus Landing is the crappiest area in the park. We need to talk
No,
away
but
from the
as
recording.
as a
let's go to Toon Lagoon first, then Susan.
Excuse me, Darren. It's not second crappiest either.
Okay, Toon Lagoon, then Jurassic Park, then Seuss Landing.
Andy's going to be on you now, Darren.
Despair.
With the Lost Continent.
Despair. And do you know what? All this time I've backed him up over Back to the Future. Bugger that.
But the studios, I think you can break it down into sections.
Well, there are cut-throughs as well, which makes it easier because it's not just a loop.
I mean, you can cut through at islands, but it involves a lot of swimming.
It does.
Darren, here's a quick
And
question
some
for you.
security evasion.
Yeah.
What's that?
What do you see as the signature attraction of Universal Studios Florida?
Ooh.
Like the flagship attraction in that park?
Oh. I know what I...
It's tough. Like, obviously, you would if you asked them, Universal, they would say, oh, well, of course, it's Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts.
Yeah, no. Well, I was going to say it's not my favourite, but I actually think they would probably Rip Ride Rocket.
No, they would say
Well, no,
say Gringotts.
No, I know, but I'm saying probably Rip Ride Rocket because it's in your face, it's there, it's bright, it's bold, you're at it before you're even in the parks. You know what I mean? And
I think the most quintessential studio ride they have there right now is The Mummy.
I thought you were going to say E.T. there.
I was going to say, but I would.
Yes.
I would choose The Mummy.
Yes. Because it gives you everything you want. It's an amalgam. It's kind of the studio's version of Forbidden Journey.
It's got a little bit of backstory. It's got like a backstory that you're on the movie set. They've got the other stuff in there, and the movie set's kind of morphed into the actual, the actual mummy's tomb.
Yeah.
You've got it's a physical ride with animatronics and fire effects and stuff. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if somebody asked you to describe the Mummy ride, you don't have a visual because it's in the dark.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, but this is why I said probably Rip Ride Rocket because it's. It's in your face.
He's asked for an order to ride rides that would give you the maximum impact. Like, so basically, every ride gets better till you get to the best. What is that ride?
Well, obviously, you can't do it both parks.
No, that's why I've said I think Islands. I don't think it would matter.
No, I think fine. Do what Lee said. Start at Zeusland and then come back out and go round clockwise.
But then you have to come back once you've hit Jurassic Park. You'd have to come back round and do the proper way into Hogsmeade.
Oh yeah, there you go. Then. Yeah, so do Zeusland again on your way through.
Yeah, there is.
But yeah, I think you start with your lesser rides and build up to the big guns. So E.T. Darren said that first.
No.
Darren said it first. I'm just
Darren,
saying,
did you say that?
He did?
Yes, I did.
I'm disgusted in the pair of you.
Yes, but it's not a thrill ride.
It doesn't need to be a thrill ride. It's about maximum impact.
Yes, maximum impact. Horrible.
Yeah, I don't think it has much of an impact for a new person that's never been to Universal before.
So that Shrek, if you must.
See, Shrek and Despicable Me.
He said my name. He said my name.
Exactly. What are the theme park attractions?
Bye, Lee. I'll sit behind you and say it on every ride.
I'll hold you to that, Darren, by the way.
So yeah, you could probably actually start in Production Central and just work your way down and end with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And then cut through
and do Transformers.
No. Cut through across, if you're going to do the Kids Zone stuff, and do the Kids Zone rides.
Right.
Include, an ET's part of that. Then I would say...
No, you've already missed out the first one, really. You've got to knock Fast and Furious out the way first.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot.
Because everything's going to... I can't believe we're sat here having not even ridden it and say that everything else is going to be better than that. Okay, whatever. So then, Kids Zone, and then Springfield to do Simpsons ride.
Yeah, probably.
And
I don't know if you want your back injury to last the entire day.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you want to do that later on. That's up to you, depending on the current state of your back.
Yeah. And then it's probably Men in Black. I know, I love that. But you got Men in Black, Escape from Gringotts.
You also want to be fresh for that earlier in the day.
You know what? Men in Black, I just keep riding and going and doing something else and coming back. I would just intersperse every ride with going back to Men in Black.
That's what
Shrek,
we did.
Men in Black.
That's what we did in 2004.
Men in Black.
We concentrated on, it was The Mummy, it was Jaws, it was Men in Black. We did those three, and then every now and again we'd ride something different just to change it up. Like we'd do horror makeup, or we'd go and do Jimmy Neutron, and then we'd go and ride Jaws and Men in Black and Mummy, and then go back and do...
So actually, once you've done Men in Black, I would then go Gringotts, and then what have we got left? Then Transformers, then I would end on The Mummy.
Are you trying to say...
I've forgotten. I've left Rip Ride Rocket out. So Transformers, Rip Ride Rocket, end on The Mummy.
About Despicable Me, too.
I would lump that in with Shrek at the beginning. Say Shrek, Despicable Me, and Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
So, Production Central.
Gotcha.
So, Production Central, go to Fast and Furious, because then it's like on your way around.
Right, fair enough.
Cut across to Kids Zone. Do them. Have some fun. The Nuthouse course is crap, but quite funny.
Then Springfield.
Then you do a sweep round. Men in Black, Gringotts, across to Transformers, Rip Ride Rocket, The Mummy, but all interspersed with Men in Black. Have I missed anything out?
Yeah, you've put Men in Black behind Transformers. I love Transformers, but... Darren, what's going on?
I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at an economical route.
No, he didn't ask for that. He didn't ask for economical.
No. I'm also looking for an economical route as well as...
bollocks.
It's not...
We've just told him to go into Zeus Landing, back round and through Marvel, to Lagoon Jurassic Park, and then back round again to Hogsmeade.
You did that. Darren, what are your thoughts?
I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. You want to definitely start off with E.T. I say that's the first low impact ride. Sorry, Lee. That is the case for sure.
But that is the quintessential Universal Studios Florida ride. Literally. You've got to.
Okay,
it's
well,
the
good.
only
Let's introduce
original.
you to the old.
Fair, okay
you
then.
get to
Yeah,
see
fair
the
enough.
new.
I'll give you that one then.
There's another
There we
way
go.
to do it.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Darren.
Order of them arriving in the parks. Oldest to newest.
What a great. That would be actually. I would love to do that.
Somebody go out and do it. Who was it? Gillian did that.
Was it?
Was it Gillian went in
Yes,
and did
it
the...
was. Yeah,
Gillian,
they
I've
did
got
them
a
all in a
new
day.
quest for you. Oldest to newest.
That is actually. I tell you what, that would actually be a really good tour
Sorry.
to do.
Can I have that soundbite, please?
No,
you think that something I said was a really good idea?
There's a blog post for you, do you?
I'm so glad I've sat down. What
There's
the...
a blog post for you. I want you to put the rides in order that they came into the park.
Okay. See? I've been having a lot of good ideas lately.
Because then that will really show you how the last 5 years has been. Because they'll go, E.T., yeah, it was crap, but at least it's proper theme park. And then, like, Fast and Furious, that's what you're doing now. Yeah, I prefer the old stuff. Like, you look Mummies 2004. So you look at everything that we've put as, like, other than Escape from Gringotts, everything we've kind of mentioned is from, like, Mummy was 2004. Men in Black was way before that.
I can find it all out, don't worry. I know how to use the
Yeah, I think-
internet.
Towards the end of your day at Islands of Adventure, you want to make sure Sinbad is like the last thing you do to make sure that's your everlasting and impactful memory.
Yeah.
Send you off to sleep.
And don't forget to do horror makeup show.
Yeah, definitely. And Poseidon's Fury. I know
Oh,
a
yeah, I
lot of
forgot
people
about that
that
as well.
rag on
Yeah,
Poseidon's
just
Fury, but
as you
I
pass-
love that attraction.
As you pass the shows, do them. And don't forget to go and talk to the Mystic Fountain and don't tell your friends about it. Just go and sit there
I'm
and get them to go and chuck some money in the fountain.
I'm incredibly nostalgic over Poseidon's Fury because I think it was one of the first. I think it might have even been the first attraction we did with Darren
What?
because we'd already been in Hogsmeade and ridden Forbidden Journey at that point when
Sorry,
when
Darren,
we
I
met
don't
up with
actually-
him.
I'm really sorry, Darren. I don't remember doing that with you.
We did because Darren, me, you, and Raymond was sat at the back trying to figure out where the room drop was.
Oh, yeah.
I think that might have actually been the first attraction we did with Darren.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Because when we came off Forbidden Journey, Darren was walking into Hogsmeade with frozen butterbeer in hand, of course. And then we came out, and I think we went through a Lost Continent and did Poseidon's Fury.
Well, there you
Because
go.
then he went and got a moose goose juice, whichever one it was, moose juice or a goose juice.
A juice
Yeah,
juice.
Billy hopped up that day.
That's the best way to be.
Time. Indeed.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Grabbed a butterbeer and the 3 broomsticks after a long day touring Hogwarts Castle? No? Then what are you waiting for? Let our team of experts help make your dream a reality. At Mouse and Muggle Travel Company, we specialize in all things Universal Resort and promise to do our very best to put together a vacation package that fits your needs, wants, and budget. We specialize in Disney destinations as well. So if you're ready to get started planning your next family vacation, let Mouse and Muggle Travel Company do all the hard work for you. Just visit us at mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request or send an email to info@mouseandmuggle.com. And remember, whether you're a mouse or a muggle, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company can help make your next vacation simply magical.
All right. Well, let's move on here. Tracy, you want to take the next one from Bash?
Bash. I like that name. Hey guys, as I drive round very hot sunny Essex and Suffolk, listening to your latest podcast, Inside UUOP, which is a great eye-opener, I just had to pull over and email you guys a few suggestions before I forget. Now, I am very glad that you took road safety very seriously and you pulled over. I commend you for that.
Yeah.
Yes. I love ice cream. Me too. The more the better. Absolutely. Now, if I were at the park, I would need to try them all. And why can't I? So why don't the parks sell all flavours in a kind of egg box container with a small scoop of all the flavours or a set amount or a selection of your choice? That is an awesome idea. Loving this episode, guys. Thanks for all you do. I know Lee, last time I emailed, was not in a happy place with my son and his condition with autism, but with years of learning him and me, I can see a time when we will go to the park, so thanks for the audio therapy.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah,
I think something like that would work in Florian Fortescue's.
absolutely.
but Universal want to maximise the amount of money
Absolutely.
you're going to spend.
So the thing is, ice cream scoops come in different sizes, right? So why don't they get one of the smaller scoops? It could be a half size of the regular size one. And I got like the bowl with my butterbeer ice cream in.
You can though, can't you? You can get more than one scoop.
Yeah,
They
but
have
you
different
get
flavours.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is, I mean, how many flavours are there? Can we remember?
Like 15 or something, is there?
Is that including things like strawberry and vanilla and all of that?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So do a sundae that's just a scoop of everything.
Oh my god.
But it's a smaller size one, so
Oh my
you know
God.
you're not going to get absolute brain freeze. It can be a sharing one, but let's face it, Bash, we wouldn't share that, would we? So and you've got another souvenir cup from it. You know, they make it more like
a Knickerbocker
Knickerbocker
Glory.
Glory glass, long spoon that's maybe got a crest or something
Oh
on
my
it.
god, that you could do the house.
But
you
as I
could do the
say,
4 house
you
crests.
just
I was
want
thinking
plum-sized
like
balls.
a cauldron. Yeah, I was thinking like a cauldron with like melon baller size like balls of ice cream coming
Yeah.
out of it. It's like so you have like
That
a
would be
bubbling
cool.
cauldron.
That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
And you could have maybe two. You could have different sizes, either one scoop of each flavour, 2 scoops of each flavour, or 3 scoops of each flavour with the melon ball
'Cause I'm
size.
trying to remember
Yeah.
now.
Do you know
Darren, when you go to Florian Fortescue's, do you get 2 scoops? When you buy just like the cardboard can, you get 2 scoops, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
But you can
exactly.
ask for
You
2
pick-
different flavours.
Right.
Yeah, see, I never realised that at the
No.
time.
Yep. As long as you're getting like the hard pack ice cream, you get
Yeah.
2 scoops of different kinds. Otherwise, the soft serve is just one variety. whatever
Yeah.
you pick.
So the soft serve's like strawberry, vanilla. Is the butterbeer is soft
Butterbeer
serve,
is soft
isn't it?
serve. Oh, that was
Yeah, the green apple, the ones with
Yeah.
the little stripe flavors.
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
the butterbeer ice cream is the best soft serve I've
It was
ever
gorgeous.
had in my life.
It's funny because I hear a lot of people say that they can't really taste the butterbeer in it. Yeah, I found it was just enough.
It was buttery caramel. It was perfect.
It tastes more butterbeery than the
Butterbeer.
frozen does at this point.
Yeah, I need to try it again. It's been a long time.
See, pumpkin juice.
How many of those flavours have you
Ugh,
tried,
not that.
Darren? The ice creams.
I've tried most of the regular like hard pack ice cream ones, and then the soft serve. I've tried the butterbeer and the green apple one. That was really good. And I like that a lot actually.
Yeah, we've never tried the green apple, did
No,
we?
we didn't.
We got chili chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
sticky toffee pudding,
Yeah,
butterbeer,
yeah.
and
What are the other flavours?
oh, I can't remember. There's
Something with apple pie, something like that. It's apple crumble or something.
yeah, apple crumble.
Apple crumble.
That's your favourite, isn't it, Darren?
Yeah, apple crumble was awesome.
Ow.
There's a
Sorry.
lavender and
Earl Grey.
but you like that as well, don't you? I
Yeah,
can't remember now.
the
There's
chocolate chili and the lavender are a good mix.
Oh, the chocolate chili was
the
nice.
2 that I really would run away from.
Yeah, but you had that and you said that
Yeah,
chocolate ice cream was really nice.
but literally one tiny little mouthful. Well, it wasn't even a mouthful. That tiny little taste was enough for me because I don't like chocolate
I
ice
enjoyed
cream.
it. The only problem was it was, even though it was pouring down the day we tried them, it was I had our audio recorder out, recording us sampling them. I was dripping chili chocolate all over that. It was all down my shirt. It was everywhere.
Yes, I have had a thought.
Oh.
We need pumpkin juice sorbet.
I'm surprised. it
That
didn't
would
have
make
pumpkin
an
juice one.
amazing sorbet. Not an ice cream.
Oh,
it needs to be a
thanks, I'm
sorbet.
You can have all
Sorbet.
that.
Good. I don't like to share.
Oh, Darren. I'm gonna next time I come over, I'm gonna strap you down to somewhere and pour a.
Doesn't make any sense either because I like pumpkin everything else.
Probably because there's no pumpkin in it.
Yes,
It's
if you look at
apricot.
the bottle, it's all apricot.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably it.
Yeah, I
Just
love apricot.
Have
when it
you
comes to
tried
anything
the
else? Yeah.
pumpkin fizz then, Darren?
No.
That's nice.
It's
And I
pumpkin
think that's
juice, but fizzy. No thanks.
yeah. It's not. I think
It's not.
I
It's
think,
different.
I think
Hassel
for
for the
you,
juice.
potentially, you would enjoy the pumpkin fizz because I think the flavour's a little bit more subtle than the pumpkin juice is. It's kind of like the difference between regular butterbeer and frozen butterbeer, where that taste sort of muted a little bit in the frozen from the regular stuff.
Huh.
So I would say give it a try.
Oh, well.
Or fire whiskey.
Oh, just dump a fire whiskey in it.
You're not allowed to.
All you do is when they make your necky shot at the bar is you just go and hold it in your mouth and go boop, boop, and then go outside and there you go.
Right. You've not had whiskey, have you?
No, is it burn?
And holding that in your mouth, especially when it's fire whiskey, holding that in your mouth. Plus, spit. I know it's my
Yeah, just
own,
gives you
but
character.
yeah. If it comes out my mouth, it's not going back in.
Have you used that mouthwash I use? That burns your mouth.
I don't
That's
use
meant
your
to.
mouthwash.
Anyway.
You also don't drink your Listerine at the end, I hope.
No.
All right. Well, that's how Leah's avoided drinking for all these years.
Yeah.
She's been drinking his Listerine.
That explains a lot, actually.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, I have another one from Bash here. He says, "Hey, guys, just me again. Listening to the best 5 extinct rides. Why don't they do a Retroland and bring back the great rides of the past as permanent or seasonal/yearly attractions?" Oh, that'd be great. I think we've talked about that before for sure. Like a retirement house for the greats. There's still love for Jaws and Back to the Future, just saying. Could even charge retro prices. They'd never
I
do
like that.
That would be great. I would, totally be for that. Also, would be good to have an episode on UK guest on how we price the whole trip. Nice to hear the comparisons of how much it costs stateside and compare the differences like tickets, accommodations, travel, etc.
Well, we could do that at some
I think
point.
you guys get a pretty good deal.
Tickets and
Well,
stuff
well,
and hotels we do. It's the flights we get
they're
stung
the
on.
killer.
Having
Yeah.
been in a dark place the last few weeks and been pricing up,
Tormenting ourselves, basically.
it's the flights are killers.
Came to the realization that it's with a package, it's actually better for us because you essentially get your hotel for free.
Yeah, the difference between,
You know.
like, say, with Virgin of booking your flight and a hotel and then just thinking, well, I can knock the hotel off because we could get the hotel potentially ourselves cheaper. The problem is your flight isn't cheaper because you're booking a whole package.
Yeah.
Like Tracy said, you essentially get the hotel for next to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's always good to go through a travel agent like Mouse and Muggle.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
But yeah, I think I would love to see them do some sort of attraction like the Great Movie Ride used to be at Disney, but with old, like the extinct Universal attractions. So going through scenes from Confrontation, Alfred Hitchcock, Twister, Jaws, Back to the Future. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would be so cool.
Would be.
Yeah,
It
I
really
would. Yeah, I'd totally be there. But how often does this come up in our conversations anyway?
It does, and I know they like the nods to older stuff, but I think going down the routes of... you don't know whether these attractions were taken out because of licensing deals
True.
Yeah.
as well.
I can pretty much guarantee you it will be a video-based attraction as well. So if you're not too happy about those right now, then you're probably not going to be happy about that. But I imagine like a long video tunnel with it separated into the different attractions.
It's such a shame because if they could have, like, if they'd have thought proactively and kept certain bits to do, like all like the actual set pieces from those attractions, would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, it's still on the side. You could still have like Jaws come up on the side of the thing, and go by in that tunnel, but still just have the overall like 360 sphere dome kind of thing, showing you some of the highlights from the attractions. I guess it's probably the best way that they could possibly do that while still being practical anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, I would love that for sure. I would love if they would just do retro days at Universal like that. That would be a really cool thing to do. I'm surprised they don't do that at Disney too. Like, charge retro prices, not maybe for entry, but for, like snacks and stuff in the parks. You take the loss for that one day.
Yeah.
But charge what it used to in the 90s, have some like old souvenirs made up, that look like the the retro souvenirs and things like that. People would buy that up like crazy.
Get some of the old characters out.
Yeah.
Yep. Have some concerts going on from like, that time frame, get some 90s artists up there. I think that'd be awesome.
It's funny because it came up, I think Thomas posted it in the annual pass holder group, a video of him with a sports almanac, and you were with him, Darren, when they gave it to Doc Brown, and oh my God, that guy playing Doc Brown was so amazing.
Yes.
Oh,
And one of the
good,
best
yeah.
My
character
favorite.
interactions I have ever seen. He was absolutely perfect.
Yes. And he's still in the park now. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's brilliant because you wouldn't question that it wasn't Doc Brown.
Yes. He's very, very good. Okay. The next one we have from Cody. Tracy, do you want to read this one?
I will indeed. Hello. Let's assume Universal is building a fourth park.
Let's not assume it. We know they are.
And let's also assume that it'll have 5 themed lands. What would you like these 5 lands to be? They can be based on an IP or an original concept. The IPs do not have to be Universal owned. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. So do I. Interesting.
This could go on a long time.
It could go on quite a while.
We could probably get a whole
This
show
is
out
like a
of
whole
this, but-
show.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Right, so it doesn't
I
have
don't know. Do you think we should? Do you think we should hold this back and do a whole show on it?
I think we should, because straight away I've actually thought if it doesn't have to be Universal owned, I've got one that I think Universal would do amazingly.
I tell you what, Cody. I think you're right. I think we should hang on to this one.
Yes.
And yeah, we do have a couple more, but I think we've kind of gone a little long on this one.
It was.
So-
It's that one
Yeah.
about whether the parks have improved in the last 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
We could have gone on a lot longer
Yeah.
than we did, I think.
It's a lot to talk about, yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
But I'd like to do
So-
these justice as well and have a really
No, I
good
agree.
discussion about
Yes.
it rather than rush them.
Yeah, and we got some really good ones from Cody and Chris that
Yeah.
are pretty much episodes on their own. So, yeah, we'll definitely tackle those on a future one.
Oh, look forward to that.
Yeah, for sure. Lee, you want to beg our listeners for money?
Please send us money.
Well, let's not beat around the bush, eh?
Oh, donuts.
Obviously, it's getting to that time of year. This year of the Producers Club has been a success again. I think. I hope everyone that is a member of the Producers Club has agreed. It's. I'll be honest. It's been a tough year for us, but having that group to interact with in the Facebook group's been awesome. And we started off with a lot of good intentions. I'm interested. Did a lot of Facebook Live videos when we first started, and as I say, at our times.
We'll try and pick that up again because I've been thinking about that. We appreciate you. We do appreciate all the support over this past year. 'Cause as Lee says, it's been a bit tough.
It has, but without the Producers Club, the show might not have continued this year. I don't know if I've mentioned it on the show, but my laptop died, so I've had to get a new laptop, and that's come from there. So call out for we've had a few people get in touch who are interested in joining the Producers Club. Basically what it is, it's an exclusive group of members who donate a $30 donation to the podcast for a year. That keeps out as in hostings. It allows us to go and check out like Aventura, which Darren is in. How long is it now, Darren, before you're checking out Aventura? When you're actually there?
End of August, beginning of September? I don't even remember anymore.
It's the second week, though, isn't it? It's open.
3.5 months?
Yeah, second week it's open, so the end of August, I'm pretty sure.
Awesome.
So lots of things
So
like that.
excited.
Yeah. So it keeps the show going.
Yeah. So you're getting real reviews, essentially.
And, you'll get certain benefits. We have, as you know, we read Producers Club birthdays out every other show. We have a private Facebook group. So we do a photo competition every week for people to be the banner picture. You get the chance to be a guest host on the show if someone isn't available, which we probably should have had someone in this week.
Oh, I never thought of that. It's been a big week.
We do listener Q&As. They're usually priority with Producers Club members. We do 2 exclusive Producers Club member giveaways every year.
You get your little bit of exclusive merch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Anytime
got
we do a big interview. You get to ask questions.
Yeah, we do that as well sometimes. Yeah,
big
that's
creative
cool.
people.
And for me, the biggest thing is a percentage of that donation from you guys goes to Give Kids the World.
Yeah.
We do our annual donation to Give Kids the World of at least $100 every year. That's one of the biggest things that I think
that's really important to us, isn't it?
the Producer Club helps us do. But if you are interested, just drop us an email at podcast@uuopodcast.com and we'll fill you with the details.
Yes, we will.
I got my eye on a pretty sick skateboards.
And
need at least 4 of you guys to hop on the train.
Yes, that sounds cool. And I am already working on resurrecting the newsletter.
Yes.
I do miss doing it.
Cut,
and
print.
I know a few
That's
of
a
you said
wrap
that
for
you
another
enjoyed it,
episode
so
of the Unofficial Universal
get to
Orlando
once a week.
podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a
All right,
rating
well,
and
that's
review
gonna do
while
it
you're
for,
there.
this week,
Not an
so
Apple user?
we'll see you next
You can listen
week,
on
and,
Stitcher, Spotify,
Tracy.
YouTube,
I am Dan,
iHeartRadio,
and
or
I am
your
Kristen.
podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments
This
to
has been the
podcast
Unofficial
at
Universal Orlando
UUOpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at UUOpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.